Okay, in this chapter we'll talk a little bit more about effects and how you can use some of the effects to your own audio to spice things up a little. So we already saw an effect in an earlier lesson. We used the reverb here, right? So in a multi-track project, if you just choose an effect reverb, it's gonna highlight the entire track. You can highlight just a single track also and try the effect. Now you need to know about what each effect means. Obviously there's a ton of effects here and we don't really have the time to go through all of them in this course. It will take a long time to go through each and every one of them, and it's not really required. You can read about all these. Reverb is a very generic audio term. It's nothing to do with Audacity. Same with fade in, fade out, echo, equalization, etc. So we will look at a few important effects just to give you an example of how you can use effects and some of the effects that I use. Note that I'm using FX as in F and X, the letters, as a short form of effects. So it means one and the same. So if I choose, say, reverb, for example, there is a ton of different options. You know, you can use the slider here, or you can just use this, or you can even type in the values here to set various parameters. So these are all different parameters. Each of these will influence the actual effect. So each effect will have its own set of parameters. And there's also presets. You can load presets. These are the presets that come with Audacity. Usually each effects has some presets. You can choose one and automatically all these settings get changed based on what you're choosing. Again, you'll have to go through the Audacity manual to understand what each of these parameters do. Some of these could be generic audio terms when it comes to this particular effect. Some of them could be Audacity specific. Again, look at the manual. So we have an upcoming lesson that talks about the manual and how to search for these kind of things. You can also save your own settings. So let's say you play around with this and come up with some kind of a setting here. You can actually save this as a setting. Notice that it says setting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not really user friendly. If you save in setting 0, who knows what it means. So what you can do is you can actually save it here in 0 and then rename setting 0 to special room reverb, or whatever you want to give the name to. And so it's a bit cumbersome renaming. You first have to rename probably the setting name and then save it. You can load it. So once you have saved the settings, you can just load it as well. Really not sure what each of what is saved here. Probably it just goes back to the default setting if you load a setting that's not saved. And preview gives you a quick preview of how the audio would be. So it will just give you a 5-second preview. Hello there, welcome to my talk show. I'm super excited for you guys to be here. And when you actually click on OK, it's going to apply the effect to your track. So why don't you try out some effects on your own, and then I will meet you in the next lesson with some commonly used effects. Thank you.